Welcome back to Buckeye Country Creations. In today's video, we are going to take a quiet Sunday afternoon ride in the countryside. So grab you a drink, jump in the side-by-side, and let's travel the back roads of Northeast Arkansas and just admire the beauty that God has presented to us and left for us to give good care to. So sit back and let's ride. I love to get out and ride the back roads. It is such a relaxing thing for me to do. I love to look at the beautiful springtime plants that are blooming, even go through some mud puddles and splash some water and mud around, and look at the crops that are starting to emerge from the ground, and even find very unique things while we're traveling, such as this old combine. It looks like it's been through a fire or something, but as you can see, when it's left, nature will come back and start to take over, which is evident by the presence of vines throughout this old combine. So Mother Nature will definitely take over again when it's left at its mercy. Okay, I just realized this is not a combine, it's a cotton picker. Looking at this ditch reminds me of going crawdad fishing with my dad. If you've ever been crawdad fishing, you know what I'm talking about. Using that bait and that string and then shaking them off in a bucket. I loved it. And look at this beautiful chimney, the only piece of the home that once stood in this area. It stood the test of time while the rest of the house did not. And then here's where the old store used to stand. There's no store now there. Just some beehives and a storage building. And here's the pecan grove that has stood here as long as I can remember. It's a huge pecan grove, and they used to harvest the pecans and then they would sell them at that store. It's been here, like I said, as long as I can remember. The greening of the crops and the leaves on the tree is a simple reminder that life can be renewed and that each day is a blessing from God, and that we are all presented with a new opportunity to live our lives to the best of our ability and to be a positive influence on someone else's life. So remember that. When you get out and ride, just look at all of the opportunity and all of the beauty that is presented before you. This is the old post office in Rivervale, Arkansas. Yes, that used to be a post office. And right next to it is a little store that was run by a good friend of my family, Rudy Anderson, at one time. Other people have run it too, but Rudy is the last person that I remember who ran this store. It's been here since 1956. It's probably been here longer than that. But I remember going in here and getting a good cold drink and even a good sandwich. And you know me, I like to travel through the mud, so of course we found a mud hole here at Rivervale. And this is a river that has another river that runs underneath it. Yes, underneath it. And even the kids are enjoying this beautiful day. Just driving around just brings back so many memories of growing up here and visiting when I was a child, and visiting this area and coming down here, and my mom and dad telling me about the river that ran underneath this one. And they even used to get out there on that flat part and wash their cars. So we're going to go down this road and see what other beauty things we can find. Some people may drive around parts of Arkansas and only see the negativity that is in the state, or only the poverty. But even in the midst of that poverty are families that are happy, and they don't consider themselves to be living in poverty. They are happy, and you shouldn't judge them, and you shouldn't cut them down and say, oh, this is what we expect to find. Folks are happy living here. We're happy living here. And there's beauty in everything if you just take the time to slow down and look for the beauty. It's there. There's beauty in everything. So we must take time to slow down and look for the beauty. It might be the pink blossoms on a mimosa tree. It might be a horse standing, grazing in a field, or like earlier, like the boys riding their bicycles in this community. So make sure you take time to look for the beauty. Don't just focus on the negativity. Now, some people may only see an old grain bin here, but I see a beautiful piece of artwork as the vine continues to grow up the sides and around these old concrete silos. Yes, I think that's beautiful. Just consider that if it was a painting. Two tall, powerful grain silos that have stood the test of time. And this is a rarity in Arkansas anymore, a wooden bridge. I used to be absolutely terrified to cross these when I was a child. I was always scared to death they were going to break. And I have been across this one many times in my 56 years on this earth. And look here, if this is not amazing, you have an old tree that is dead and dying with no leaves, and the young one standing beside it. Isn't that amazing? And all of this greenery just makes me smile. I just love to drive around. You never know what you're going to come across. You never know what you're going to find out in the country. You're going to find, more than likely, some homes that have been left to the elements because their inhabitants have either moved on or passed away or moved out of state. And then we found the Mangrum Cemetery, and this is a little plaque that tells you about one of the first settlers in this area, Isaac Newton Mangrum. And this area and this cemetery is actually named after him. And I know it may sound strange, but I love these Kahlua colored waters of our area. I love to ride across them and look down off the side of the bridge and see what I might see in the water. You never know. You may see a turtle. You may see fish jumping out of the water. But I just love our home state of Arkansas. And Arkansas is a beautiful state. If you've never visited Arkansas, you should really visit sometime. We have flatlands and we have hills over in western Arkansas. It's so pretty. And here's an old home place. You know it's an old home place because there's that storm cellar to hide from them twisters. Yep, we have twisters in Arkansas. And so, just like I said earlier, just get out and look around where you live. Get out and drive around. I mean, all you're spending is gas money. You know, take your phone, take some videos. You never know what you're going to see, like these birds flying in and out underneath this bridge. I'm pretty sure these are probably barn swallows, and they're nesting underneath this bridge, but there were just a ton of them just flying all around us as we sat up here on this bridge. I just thought it was amazing, so I had to film that portion. And then here we go, coming around the corner and getting in the dust of a person in front of us. But that's okay, because it's still beautiful and it's still fun and it's still relaxing. So we're gonna just ride a little bit more and let you listen to some music. So hang on, because we could go around another corner really quick, and we tend to turn the corners really fast. And yes, we've had a lot of rain, so the water's high. How high is the water, Mama? 6 feet and rising. Do y'all know what song that's from? And we discovered this cemetery along the banks of the St. Francis flood relief near Lake City, Arkansas. I never knew this cemetery was there, and neither did my husband. So, see what I'm saying? You never know what you're going to find. You'll find things that you didn't even know were there. Because this sure surprised us to find this up next to the banks of the river. But it looked like there was some kind of a flood wall maybe built behind it to kind of protect the graves. And again, here's another place that we found that shows exactly how high the water is. It's rained, I don't know, almost every day here for a month now. So all of our ditches and flood relief ditches are pretty full. And then the main rivers are pretty full as well. But still, it's beauty. That water and that rain provides nourishment for these trees and flowers and grasses and plants. So if you live near Arkansas, come join us and explore the great state of Arkansas. We are known as the natural state, and we even have a crater of diamonds in the state of Arkansas. So I thank you so much for coming and spending some time with me. And this was one of the highlights of our trip, this dog saying hello. So thank you again for joining us. And remember what I always say, take time to go out and make memories with those you love. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.